What's on Your Mind is sponsored by ACC 339.0, New Style Radio 98.7 FM, Breakthrough Studios, and Reggae Jam Jam.
Good afternoon, guys. How you doing? Let me say welcome to another program in the series of What's on Your Mind. I am Carl. The program is produced by Breakthrough TV. Let me say thank you for tuning in. This is a live stream. We're going live now. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the program. So I should say subscribe to the program. I know people say I laugh too much. So how you doing? Hopefully all is well with you. I've got to say now, guys, it's autumn. It's been raining today. You know what I mean? So it's autumn. And I want to say big shout out to a wonderful guest we had last week, man. Amlak Tafari. Absolutely fantastic, brother. He's on tour. You know what I mean? I think he's in the Canaries. Today. But he stopped off last week, you know what I mean, and had a great interview with us, which is absolutely marvelous. And before that, he was in London today, and we wasn't actually expecting him to sort of come into the studio, you know what I mean. We was going to do it by Zoom, but he took the time out just to be here. Amlak, we want to say thank you very much, my brother. Absolutely marvelous, and God bless you, and keep on doing what you're doing. We'll be seeing you very soon. Also want to say big shout out to all our guests that we have on the program, you know what I mean. Let me say thank all of you. And I want to say, guys, the guitar is a prop. It's a decoration. The guitar you see here, it's a decoration. It isn't meant to be played. You know, like you get those old chairs and you get those old furniture, and you just put them in a room as a decoration. It is a decoration. It is not meant to be played. So let me clear that up. I'm gonna play a different one for you one of these days, you know, because I do play the guitar. Now, my very special guest this afternoon, wow, he's a compere, he's a DJ, he's done so many different things over the years. I want to say big shout out to you, Levi One Drop.
Greetings, Carl.
How you doing, sir?
Yeah, I'm great. Thanks for inviting me.
Let me say welcome to Breakthrough TV.
Yeah, it's great. It's great to be here.
It's great to be here.
It's great to be here.
It's great to be here. I want to say thank you for taking the time out, because I know we are all very busy.
Yeah. But like I said, when I spoke to you and you said, I said, yeah. That's no problem.
Yeah, you did.
It would be my honor. It would be my honor.
That's great to know. Yeah. How's your day been?
Oh, yeah, work.
Work,
and then come back and on the phone and talking to different promoters about events that, you know, that have been planned, and, you know what I mean, working out this and that. You know what goes on behind the scenes.
I know.
Sometimes the people think they just go and everything's just there and it's a great night, but a lot of work goes in. Yeah. So yeah, I've been doing a lot of that today.
That's good. We're going to talk about a lot of that a little bit later on. You know what I mean? I'm going to look at a couple of things I want to talk about before we actually pick that up. Yeah. I want to say also a big shout out to all you guys down there at the Legacy Center of Excellence. That was there Saturday. Let me say a big shout out to you. There was a Lovers Rock vibes down there. Shizzy from Brown Sugar. She actually the co-founder of Brown Sugar. She was actually there, you know what I mean. Also with my very good friend, and he was there, Kyle Brown. Kyle Brown actually got an album out, you know what I mean, and you can actually check that out. And he's originally a musician from Birmingham, jazz, reggae, soul, R&B, you name it, he does it. And he's got a brand new album out, so you can actually check the album out. He's also got this very big tune out called the Windrush Anchor Anthem. Yes, and it's all about the Windrush. You have to check it out as well. And also, as I say, big shout out to all you guys who was actually down here, all you guys who are actually running to, and also my very good friend. Let me say a big shout out to you. You actually know who you are. And I also want to say a big shout out to Basil Gabbidon and Catherine Gabbidon. There's a celebration at the Jam House on the 2nd of November. You know. Go and check that out. Basil Gabbidam and his friends is celebrating his birthday. Yeah, and I said that is the 2nd of November. I think you can get in there up until 9 o'clock. It's free. After 9, you got to pay. I think it's £5. So go and check that out. Big shout out to you, Catherine, for hooking us up with us. You know what I mean? Let me say thank you. Absolutely marvelous. Catherine has also been on this program before. You know what I mean? And she had a wonderful time. And we hope to link with her very soon with Mr. Basil Gabbidam, sir. Right, let me move on. Now, something very serious is actually happening in the world, and we don't know what it is. They call it a humanitarian crisis, which is happening in Gaza. And this comes after the Hamas massacred thousands of people in Israel on Saturday. It was a terrible massacre, you know what I mean? Women, children, the whole a lot of the population was actually massacred by Hamas, you know what I mean? So Israel has actually retaliated, you know what I mean? And it says they've gone into Gaza and they're doing a lot of things in Gaza. They're doing a lot of damage in Gaza, you know what I mean? Which I suppose, well, you know what I mean, what can you say? And Gaza is actually literally cut off. There's no water, there's no electric, there's no food, you know what I mean? And there's no way out because the one route into, or you could actually get out, is to Egypt, is actually blocked, you know what I mean? And they're up against the sea, so you cannot get out. So it's a humanitarian disaster. The UN has actually asked for calm, you know what I mean? And Saudi Arabia has actually asked for a ceasefire. Whether that is going to happen, we don't know. And Israel is also planning to go into Lebanon to deal with also Hezbollah, who they actually probably think behind that serious situation going on there. And I say the human tragedy on both sides is absolutely terrible, you know what I mean? Thousands of people has lost their life in Israel, and also thousands of people has actually lost their life in Gaza. So, as I say, we wait and see. Right, let me move on. Now, the 10th of October was actually World Mental Health Day. And it is awareness of World Mental Health. I actually talked about mental health some time ago. I've only scratched on the surface of it, you know what I mean? So, as I said, the 10th, which was yesterday, was World Mental Health Day. And it is also a day when you can actually, you must be aware of your mental health. People can also be aware of their mental health. Can also ask for help, you know what I mean? No restrictions, you know what I mean? And they say, it is your human rights, you know what I mean, for mental health. So it is a good thing. So all those who need mental health issues or who with mental health issues can actually step up and, you know what I mean, be sorted out, you know what I mean, and talk about it. We had a young lady in here about 2 weeks ago. On the show 2 weeks ago, she was actually from Skating Buddies. And you can go back and watch that program. She actually talked about her mental health, you know what I mean, and how the state where she was at and where she is now and how she recovered and how she's doing very, very well. And it's good to see that. Big shout out to you, Empress. Levi Washington, mental health issues. A lot of people we probably come across are suffering with mental health. What do you think about that?
I think mental health is a big problem. I think it's a big problem around the world. Mm. I think it's finding the right balance, because I think not everything what everybody calls mental health is mental health. I mean, if you're having a hard time and you're struggling, and you're feeling down, and then people say, is that mental health? Yeah. Well, if that's mental health, then all of us have probably got mental health, you know what I mean? But I do think there's not enough help for people and recognition for people with problems of mental health.
But do you think there's more? Well, there's some more serious than others, isn't there?
Yes.
I think there's some cases more serious than others.
Yes.
Yeah. And I talked about this about a couple of weeks ago, like where I came on. Occasionally I use the bus sometimes.
Yeah.
And I came on the bus where I mentioned this about in 2 programs where I see people with severe mental health issues.
Yes.
And it makes you wonder what is, you know what I mean, what can you do? And you feel so hopeless. There's nothing you can do.
Yeah, but it's so hard for them to get help now, because I know that there's you know, a few women that I know with their children and they got issues that, you know, that they need to get sorted, and it's so hard for them. The system is so difficult. Yeah. It's so difficult, and they have to go through so many walls.
So many barriers.
Yeah, so many barriers to get help, and that's what I kind of notice. And, you know, it seems to be the way of life right now, that everything is so hard to get, you know what I mean?
Yeah. The sad thing about it is there's more and more children and more young people suffering from this, which they are the future.
That's the concern. That the children of today, you know what I mean, the problems that are being put in them, I fear for my grandchildren sometimes. For the pressures that society is going to put on them.
Yeah, I mean, I asked one of my interviewee who came into the studio, and I asked her, do you think it's, when we was young, we didn't hear so much about mental health.
No.
You know what I mean? Or is it because we are talking more about it now? I don't know, because growing up, I can't remember coming to anybody with sort of, you know, mental health. I used to, and this is not no disrespect to anybody. I used to hear very early days, oh, you're mad. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Come on, we all heard that. So you hear things like that, you're mad.
Yeah,
but I let everybody just sort of laugh it off. And that was it. But where we are now with mental health, I never hear so much about it when I was younger.
I think maybe it's a bit of a balance there, because I think maybe the tools to recognise it wasn't as good back in the day as it is now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But before, like you said, back in the day when we was young, they say you got a problem, you're feeling down, man, back up, man up yourself, and get on with it. You know what I mean? That was the kind of attitude. You know what I mean? Which worked for, which probably that's all what some people needed. You know what I mean? But not for everybody that would work.
No. And I say it's a very complex, very complex issue. You know what I mean? It's I guess it's more understanding it. You know what I mean? And I think we actually need to talk about it more. You know what I mean? And get to understand it a little bit more. You know what I mean? And especially for some of those people in our own community. You know what I mean? Which we know, which we probably see anyway.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
yeah. Well, obviously that's
Yeah, so we actually probably need to talk about it a little bit more.
100%. We need to discuss, and we need to discuss it with our families, and you know what I mean, and be ready to help people, right, who need help.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that the society, when I was growing up, we lived at number 155, and we knew the person who lived at number 1.
Exactly.
You understand me?
Exactly.
We was all friends. With now you don't even know your neighbour.
You don't even know.
You walk, you say hello, and that's it. You know
I mean, I hate to admit this. I don't even, up until this day, I don't even know my neighbour's name. And I probably live. I know one neighbour's name, but the next neighbour's name I don't know. And I probably lived next to them for about 20 years.
Yeah, and that's society. That's the way society's grown.
Don't get me wrong. We say hello. How you doing? We chat. But up to this day, I don't know the name. I think they probably just about know my name if they really know my name. You know what I mean?
Well, I think I don't think my neighbour knows my name.
Oh dear me, it's a strange time. It's a strange time. Yeah. Don't forget, guys, to like, share, and subscribe to the program. Now, let me move on. Veteran reggae artist Max Romeo. Max Romeo is actually taking out a lawsuit on Universal Music Group and also Polygram and Polygram Publishing. And he actually stated, and this was in actually Dancehall magazine, that he hasn't been getting royalties for the last 5 decades. You know what I mean? And he's actually come out this week and said he's actually taking them to the Supreme Court in New York on Wednesday. And he's actually taking them for like something like $15 million US. And he says he didn't get any paid for royalties for War in a Babylon, tribal war in a Babylon. Wow. And could be a war in a Babylon now. You know what I mean? So, and also there's another track quite a few of these tracks, he said he didn't get any royalties for the last 5 decades. And Max Romeo I'd say Max Romeo is about late 70s now, you know what I mean, going in his 80s, you know, and for artists like that not to have any royalties, you see where this is going, Leah. And we've heard it so many times.
I find it absolutely amazing.
We hear this so many times.
I find it amazing. I mean, we spoke earlier, we talked about Frankie Paul. Yeah. And he was another one that, you know what I mean, didn't get royalties for a lot of his songs, and there's a lot of artists like that. Yeah. And maybe back in the day when they just took what they were giving for the song and they sold their rights there, and they thought they were getting a good price, which really was probably not a good price. Yeah. But now, with the way that reggae music is just so massive around the world, and all these old festivals that are all over the world now. Yeah, and it's these artists that are coming up and they're playing at these festivals as well. Yes, because he was here this year. He was down south this year. Yeah, so I think it's deplorable. I just you know what I mean? It's something that needs to be rectified. 100% needs to be rectified. These artists shouldn't be struggling, right, for the music that they brought us, and their music's so massive. Yeah, and massive. They should be
reaching their royalties now and pass it on to their helping them their old age or senior age, I should say.
Yeah, 100%.
A lot of you don't like to say old. Their senior age and helping their children and also their grandchildren a legacy. But if they're not getting the royalty from it, you know what I mean? The royalties from it, it's pretty bad. And with Max also said, he says he actually finds this about more and more Jamaican artists. He's not the only one, as we were saying. It has happened to, and he finds it more and more happening to more Jamaican artists, you know what I mean? And I say, we don't know what the answer is. But I know in the early days, you know, if we go back, in the early days, if we rewind and go back to sort of Jamaica, in the very, very early days, you know what I mean, in the 50s and the 60s, and coming up to, I mean, the money at that particular time wasn't that important.
Yeah.
Even Marley would tell you that.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? The money,
yeah.
it was getting in and doing what you do and doing what you love to do in the early days.
yeah,
But
yeah.
times has changed.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
They need rewarding for the work that
Then
they
you,
have done.
but in the early days, you know, I think Marley, you can see it in the documentary. Marley says he didn't care about money.
Yeah, yeah,
In his
he
early,
did, yeah.
he did, didn't he?
Yeah,
in his
he
very
did say
early
that.
days.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
he
But
did say that.
as I said, times have changed. I mean, you see artists like this who make such a great contribution. You know what I mean? They should get their royalties.
Yeah, they should get their royalties, man. You know, their songs was big then, and they're massive now.
Yeah.
They're massive now. War in a Babylon.
Yeah,
You know,
big,
you know how much
big
dance that mash up.
Chichibono!
Yeah, you know what?
How many dance that
mash up.
Chichibono.
You understand?
And even the Chichibono rhythm that
Yeah.
there was how many artists
That's what
you
I
know
mean.
that was on that rhythm?
Yeah.
And that's his rhythm.
So, you know, he should get paid for his works.
He should get paid for
He
his
should
works.
get paid for his
Yes,
works.
right.
He should get paid for his works.
Right, Max Romeo. Big shout out to you, so wherever you are. Also, I want to say big shout out to you, Adam. Big shout out to you, Adam. We're going to talk very, very soon, Adam. You know who you are. Now, Mr. Leroy One Drop. Where did it all started for you?
Oh, gosh.
Let's rewind.
Rewind.
Where did it all start for you?
Rewind. Well, I don't know. Where do you want to go back to my first song, my first record that I bought?
Yeah, well, we can start with that. You're a compeer, you're a DJ, you're a selector. How did you first start getting into that?
Okay, well, just music in general. Me and my friends. I had some friends. They were named Ribs, Sokos, Asha, Gappy, rest his soul, rest in eternal peace.
Okay.
And there was quite a few other mans, and we got together and we formed a little sound called Tribesman. Tribesman sound, yeah, Tribesman. And we just started to play out. We just started to, you know, try and, you know, build our little trail, and you know, we had a good little fun. You know, I mean, we played with sounds like some sounds like Zulu Man, Buzz Rock, Warrior, but we also played with some what I would call the Premier League sounds like Jungle Man, you know what I mean, and Naya. Yeah, we played with some of them.
Oh yeah, Naya.
Yeah, we played with some of them sounds as well. So we had some good fun. That, you know what I mean, that was a special part.
Yeah.
A special part.
Yeah.
Yeah, because me now, when I grew up, I like any kind of music now, but it was a roots man.
Oh, I just gonna say, what sort of music was
I was a roots man.
You was a roots man.
Yeah, as a roots man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? He was into, you know, the Burning Spears, the Twinkle Brothers.
Yes, of course.
The Twinkle Brothers. You know what I mean?
Mighty Diamonds.
Mighty Diamonds.
Culture.
Mighty Diamonds is probably, you know, my favorite group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've sat down and, you know, resting in peace, Tabby and the crew. I sat down with their mans there as well, and had good mates with their mans there. But yeah, them kind of songs, you know what I mean? Twinkle Brothers, Yabba You.
Oh my.
You understand me? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That was our corner.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, that was it.
I recall me and my brethren, you know, we used to sit down and we was getting into music very early. And my brethren, he puts on this song called Sweet Lady by the Mighty Diamonds.
Oh.
You heard that tune? and we couldn't start rocking to that song.
Oh Lord, yeah.
We just having a drink, you know, we just rocking to that song, you know. I mean, Sweet Lady.
Sweet lady,
Smile
cry
for me once more.
Yo.
Classic tune, isn't it?
It's just one of my. It's just a beautiful song.
When I say that to a lot of people, they say, I've never heard that song before.
Yeah. You'd be surprised. They've got a few songs like that. There's the Sweet Lady, yeah, and they've got another song what they produced with Barry Boom.
Barry Boom, yeah.
Yeah, Barry Boom, and then produced it in the UK, and it's called Absent from the Heart.
Yes.
Oh, that's another song
Well,
that when if I play it, people think, is it new, you know? They ask me if it's new, and I say, nah, it's not new.
Everybody remember Right Time and all those songs like Country Living and that sort of stuff, which were like popular stuff. But all those other tracks, you know what I mean?
When if you go back into Mighty Diamond's selection, the catalogue is just
Vast.
immense. Yeah.
Yes,
Immense.
So where did you take it after that? So you get into this groove and you're going in this groove into roots and you're moving on there, right?
Yeah. So we did that. We done our roots, like I said, we did. Them was really good times that really awesome memories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not all of them was, you know, we played at some dance and we got roughed up.
I just got to ask you that. what sort of dance you played? Like say, was this around Birmingham or outside?
Yeah, we
Birmingham?
played one dance. We played with Commissioner Benji, big up himself, and Asha and them, and I remember this dance well, and we played with them in a dance. It was another sound that was supposed to come. I think it was Warrior was supposed to come, but Blackheart came instead.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And we had a problem with our sound. Them time there, the feedback, we was getting feedback on the turntable, you know what I mean? So when we was getting feedback on the turntable, the bass was humming, and Benji and Blackheart, and you know what I mean, they just went in, man. They hammered us that night. They rinsed us that night, you know what I mean? But, you know, we had other dances where, like, we played with Warrior Sound, and, you know what I mean, we was just on fire that night, and, you know what I mean, I remember the song that kind of did mash up the dance was a Junior Reid song, and if people know that song, remember Junior Reid, If I, do, yo, mad song, mad song, yeah, mash up. But this was the love of that time there, because we played with Warrior, and we done that dance, and that was our night. We came out, woke up the next day, it was and then we played with them about a month later. A month later at another venue, you know what I mean, the promoter booked another dance and we played with them again, man, and they took their revenge. They took their revenge, you know what I mean? Yeah. But that was the love of the times. Yeah. If you was growing up back in them times there, it wasn't just the dances where you was on top. It's even the dances where you wasn't on top. You look back at them with so much fun memories.
Yeah, that's right.
Them was what built you. You know what I mean? That's what built you.
What are some of the places? Can you remember some of the places you actually played? Like say clubs or what?
This
is around now.
Yeah. Remember Highgate?
Okay,
Highgate Community Centre. Okay. Yeah, there was St Mark's. Yeah. Hutton Hall. We played up Leeds in Chapeltown.
I remember the place. There was a place on Ladypool Road. There was a place on Ladypool Road that sounds used to play there. I think there's a sound system that I used to play there regularly. It come to mind. It's a life program, but it's no longer there now. There's a place there on Ladypool Road.
Ladypool Road. I'm trying to think, man.
Right. If you go play Ladypool Road,
you're not talking about Clement Road, are you?
Barnabas.
See, I
got it, guys. Barnabas.
Yeah, that was just the iconic.
Barnabas, yeah.
Iconic. Barnabas was like Barnabas was a little bit before us.
Okay.
In other words, when I was going to Barnabas, me was just listening to the sound them. Yeah. And that made me want to go build my sound.
All right.
You understand me? So when I was going to Barnabas and them place there, it was like, you know, you just listening to them sounds and listening to the sounds. Naya used to play up there. Massigan. Yeah, Wooligan, Dolphus.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to be up there a lot, I remember. Yeah, I remember.
There was a regular sound that used to play up there. There was a regular sound I used to... And I know the guys very well, but I can't remember the...
Not Saturday.
No, I can't remember it will come to me. I can't remember the actual sound, because it's a live program, guys. I can't recall the actual name of the sound, but it will come to me in a bit. Yeah. And they used to play there regularly.
Yeah. That was Barnabas, Clement Road. Yeah. You know what I mean? At Elite. You know, Digbert Civic Hall. These are places where we as grown up of certain age, right, we'll just look back on all of them venues with some really warm memories, man. You know what I mean? Yeah.
That's great
times.
So you're playing this, and then you start. What else you start getting into? You start doing this, and when you start sort of leaving the sound and sort of taking it to the next level.
Yeah. Well, it would. We like I said, our sound we was a good sound. I wouldn't if you was to put us in football terms, you would have the Premier League song them like Jungle Man. We was Division 1, you know what I mean?
I'm just gonna say, I'm glad you say that.
We was in Division. No, we keep it real.
We keep it real.
We was in Division 1, and but like I said, we got to play with enough of them sounds there and meet enough of them. When I got older, you get older now, and you get tired of lift box now. You get tired of lift box now, and you know, people realize that sound work is hard. It's hard work.
Definitely.
You know,
And then,
you know
especially the wardrobe speaker box.
yeah, man, we had some quads. You know what I mean?
Wow.
4 box, 4 speaker, and all this. Yeah. And lifting them upstairs and all them wasn't easy. You know what I mean? So yeah. So anyway, you know, I took a break off from. I never stopped enjoying music. Music's just always been in me. You know what I mean? And it just never be anything else. So I never stopped loving music.
Are you clubbing? You got into clubbing now?
Yeah.
What are clubs you're clubbing into?
Oh,
now?
yeah. Oh, gosh.
Thrashers?
No, not. Yeah, Thatchers.
Do you ever go to Rialto?
Rialto.
There was one in
FCF.
FCF. There was one in Aston called
Tabasco's.
Behind Villa Football Ground, but not before it moved.
Yes. You remember? Yeah, before it was by the Villa Football Ground.
Behind,
and
exactly.
It was small. You used to have to go upstairs.
Downstairs and upstairs.
Yeah. Yeah, Tabasco's and them kind of. So that was, you're just partying, isn't it?
That is probably what in the 80s, isn't it?
Yeah, 80s.
Mid 80s, right?
80s, yeah, 80s. So you just kind of just, you know what I mean? This was in the music. You know what I mean? You do the odd party if somebody can ask you to bring some songs or whatever, because you never stop buying music. You never stop collecting.
You never do. No.
Yeah. So then I just kind of moved into that, and then I think to be honest, he was listening to PCRL. You know, I have to give enough preps to PCRL.
Okay.
Yeah, PCRL. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I used to listen. You had your DJs you used to listen to.
Yeah.
Everybody, you just loved it because it was the first time for us, you know, over here that PCRL was kind of the leading pioneer pirate station.
Because I think at that particular period of time there was only another show that represent British African Caribbean people, and that was a show that comes on the BBC.
WM and
WM.
1 hour.
1 hour.
1 hour on a Sunday.
On a Sunday
1 hour
afternoon.
on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So then PCRL, like, and I never was on PCRL.
Okay.
But I always listened to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I used to love listening to them, and it was like we could listen to our music. We could listen to it in our car. We could listen to it any time of the day.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? It didn't have to be. It was our music. It was, you know what I mean? So it could be an unknown artist who's just come in and the DJ's playing it.
Yes.
You know, we got to listen to our music. So, you know, I remember I was after Ranking Festus, big up Ranking Festus. I remember listening to Festus and Trevor Ranks. Yeah, big fan of Trevor Ranks, the Friday Night Special. That's probably one of my favorite shows.
All right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
the Friday Night Special. So listening to PCRL, and then I think it was it Carl? Carl, who's a brother from Smallleaf. Yeah, and he was approached me because he was starting his own radio station.
All right.
Yeah, Metro FM.
Metro FM,
Yeah. So then, right, he said, you know, what you doing? He said, you want to come on? I said, that's a bit, I don't know.
At that time,
Yeah, I haven't got time to do that. So I said, okay, I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
And I went on. I remember my first show. My first show, I think it was a Thursday, and it was 3 in the morning till 5.
3 in the morning till 5.
3, and I had to go to work from 9 o'clock. That shows love for music.
I don't want to be rude.
That shows love for us.
Did you have any listeners?
You know,
I have to ask you that.
Yeah. I'll get to that.
You get to that.
I'll get to that. So I remember doing my first show and coming home, and my wife at the time, not together now, but you know, we're still friends. But yeah, my wife at the time, I said, what do you think? And she said,
What did you do?
I thought what she said, the music was nice, but you never sounded right. You know what I mean? you know, that's because when DJs start, they want to go on and they want to sound like a DJ.
Yes.
Sound like a DJ. You know, when you're trying to sound like a DJ. Yeah. Now we're more experienced. We know you just be yourself.
That's right.
Well, you know, you're trying to sound like a DJ. Right, yeah. So after a while, I did that for about a year. Yeah, I did that for about a year. Mm. And when you talk about did they get any listeners?
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. Yeah. Because you have to remember, say, like, work is not 9 to 5 anymore.
That's right. Yeah.
Night shift.
Yes.
Yeah. People working the night shift.
Yes.
And you even had people, right, from over parts like would send a message in like from because somewhere else it's daytime.
Yeah.
If
yeah,
you're
yeah,
in
yeah,
it's
yeah, that, if you're in
daytime.
somewhere else, yeah.
So,
yeah.
but
I
but
understand.
mostly it was the night. You'd be surprised how many people. Don't get me wrong, it's not as mad as the day.
Yeah, yeah.
But you still it wasn't quiet. It wasn't dead.
Yeah, I
You'd
understand
still
that. I
get
understand that. I understand
people
that.
who come in. So I did that for a while, and then Carl and them says put me on Saturday morning,
Okay.
and that was about how long? 20 years.
Is it?
Yeah, and I've been on 3 stations all
Yeah.
Saturday morning.
Is it? And is that like a breakfast show?
Yeah.
And how do you find it?
I love it. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I really enjoy it. It's I love the interaction with the people.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I like to have interactions, competitions, and all that.
That's right.
And I get to one of the things that because we're of certain age, right? Sometimes they think, well, because you're over 50 or 60 or whatever,
Yeah.
they think, well, you should be listening to revival music all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what you should be into.
Yeah. And they don't realize that we keep right up to date with it.
I love music.
Yeah, that's
New
right.
music.
No matter what it is.
New music, old music.
That's right.
It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Yes, the roots music, and that's where I come from. That's my roots.
Yeah.
But I love, a new berries comes out. Oh man, I love it.
Yes.
I can listen to Elephant Man.
I'm exactly the same, and I'll go back to Sam Cooke.
Yeah,
Anytime.
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 Yeah, you can. Yeah. So I kind of took on this thing. I remember talking to my son and saying, you know what, I'm gonna do new music. Don't get me wrong, because we're gonna play our old stuff. You can't leave out the classics,
No.
because the classics just have to be
Yes.
played.
And it's always good to hear the classics.
Yeah, it's always good to hear the classics. Can't leave out the classics, but I'm gonna make sure I keep it as new as like in parts, because there's different parts to the show, different segments, as new, because to know that big people, not because we're over 50, we can't enjoy new music.
That's right. That's
You
right.
understand me?
That's right. Yeah.
So I love like artists like Queen Naija. Yeah, I'll listen to Queen Naija. I'll also, I'll listen to Cartel.
Yes.
You understand me? Not everything is for me.
That's
Like, because the obscenities,
Yes.
I kind of stay away from them. But even then, if I can get around that and get the clean version, I'll just get the clean version.
That's right.
But music is just music.
That's right.
No matter whether it's new, I get just the same amount of fun
Vibes out of
and
it.
buzz
Yeah.
finding a new track and thinking, wow, this is good, as when I bought my first track what I ever bought, which was the Eagles' Don't Look Back.
Wow.
Cactus Records.
When you mentioned Eagle, I got a tune. Mine was Hotel California. It wasn't the first tune, but I love Hotel California.
Yeah,
And I heard a reggae version of it as well.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So
it's music. Music is music.
yeah. So I just love music, and that's where it is. And obviously I went on Metro FM.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Metro FM, everything has its time. And I remember when they were doing their last broadcast, and that was really emotional, and all the DJs come together, and we did our last broadcast from Metro FM. And you have to big up Carl and Junior. He did great job. Yeah. And then I went to Unity.
All right.
Unity FM, Irie Ranks.
Was that in Mosley?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think I went there once.
Yeah. Unity FM, Irie Ranks.
Yeah.
And it was the same Saturday morning.
All right.
Yeah, he said, come on, it's Saturday morning, because I suppose the Saturday morning that built up a bit of a following, you know what I mean? So he said, come on the same Saturday morning. So I went on the same Saturday morning with on Unity. And that was, that kind of followed the same trend as what I did on
Metro.
FM, you know what I mean? So that was for a few years as well. That was for about 3 years. And that was a good time. That was a really good time as well, meeting the DJs. Them time there, we used to be doing shows from some dungeon, brother.
Dungeon.
Some dungeon, yeah. Some of the places used to have show when you was doing pirate stations and stuff like that. I remember one time you'd have to we go around the back, you go through the hole in the wall.
All right.
And then you open the kitchen door and go in.
Days.
There's a little room there. And you do the show from there. Now it's different. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
now everything's
Now
changed.
it's different now. You know what I mean? But you know, there's a lot of things, and even like I says, when you look back on that, you look at back, you know, I don't know if fond memory is the word, but you know, you smile.
Yeah, yeah.
You
yeah.
smile. You smile. You smile.
What are the advantages and sort of different advantages, and what kept you going? What keeps you going? You know, I mean, what keeps you going?
Oh, what keeps me going? I was talking with my bridging romantic about that the other day,
Yeah,
and he was just, you have to keep to so long as we've been doing it. You know, the DJs that have been in it for so long,
yeah.
and have kind of stayed relevant, kind of thing.
I just gonna ask you that.
Stayed relevant.
That brings up my next question. Carry on.
Yeah, you have to keep reinventing yourself.
Yes.
And it was a man said that to me, romantic, big up, and he said, we have to keep reinventing ourselves over the years, so we're always current.
Yeah.
So we're always current. So,
Yeah.
but you don't do it in a way where you're trying to be someone else.
That's right. You're still being yourself.
You're still being yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, you still, keep sticking to your old values. But so in other words, and sometimes when I'm searching for music, I do have to search.
Yes.
You know, especially some of the dancehall music,
Yeah.
because I like my dancehall as well. But some of the hardcore ones is not for me.
No.
You know what I mean? Some of the too much profanity is not for me. So I will have to search a bit hard, but I will search and I will find them.
Great.
Yeah, I will find them, and sometimes it takes time.
And I was asking you, how do you deal with like I said, because we all done it. It's happened to me. It's happened to you. It will happen to me radio if you happen to play out. So you got an audience and say, man, how do you do it? Man, this man just play for himself. You know? Because we all gone through that. Yeah. Some of us have gone through that.
Yeah,
How do you deal with that?
Well, I don't know. This when you as a DJ, everything's about the people that standing in front of you.
Thank you.
Everything.
Thank you.
Is about the people who are looking at you.
Yeah.
300, 400, 1,000, 2,000. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're looking at you and they're saying, "Rock me.
Right.
I want to be entertained." And that's where it comes to the part of it where you're staying current and being like able to entertain. You might look at a crowd and you think, this crowd is a lovers rock crowd. So you know, all right then. You know, me I go hang with them.
Okay.
Yeah, lovers rock, rear groove. You know, me I go hang with them, and then look at, and then you might look at another crowd and you think, this is a soca crowd, man. This is a soca crowd.
Yeah, so you deal with it.
So you deal with the soca. You don't just stay in it all night, but you
have to do that.
Yeah. So it's all about reading the crowd. When I go into a dance, I'll sit there and people think you're just sitting there doing nothing, and I'll be sitting there scanning.
Yeah.
Just standing up, I'm scanning, I'm watching.
And you can get that vibe if you go out, if you're not playing under that, if you go to a different dance.
Yeah.
That's how you scanning. You go to a different dance, you know what I mean? And just say you're out and you just go to a different dance, you know what I mean? And something. And then you and for musicians, myself a musician, and for musicians and DJs, and sometimes you go to some dance because you listen to music all the time. And I'm not saying the DJ does that. And they think, well, this is nuts, you know.
Yeah, you can be. Yeah,
you know that one. This is that. You know, this is not what I want to feel. You know that way.
Yeah, but you like I said, sometimes you're out, man, and you know what I mean. It's just about the crowd. For me, when I go out, then if I see the people enjoying themselves, then that means that I'm doing my job.
When I'm saying that, I wasn't saying about the crowd. I'm saying, say you go to a different dance. You go to a different dance, so you're not playing there. You're just a spectator.
You're thinking, thinking, you should do this.
Yes.
Do this now, man.
You get that?
Yeah, man.
So
you're definitely. I'm reading now and I'm saying,
that's where I'm going with that.
Boss
this
now. Boss some soul now. They're ready for this. You play a bashment for 2 hours, man. Boss some, change it up now.
Thank you. That's where I'm going
Yeah. You definitely. But sure, sometimes, because sometimes we out and you're playing out, it can be quite busy. It's getting quite busy sometimes. So when you go out, man, and you enjoy yourself, you don't care really. You're just not playing. You just think, you're just enjoying the night. You're there, you're with your bird, you're with your partner. You just enjoy the night, man. You know what I mean?
You also done compares, and you've also met quite a few artists over the years. And some of those promotions that you've been on. Who are some of the artists you've met and had a chat with?
Oh, well, I've sat down with Gramps, Morgan Heritage.
What was that like?
Them and I went to a concert they were playing, and we did an interview with them, and after they took us back ran to the coach and gave us some CDs and said, "Oh, nobody else has got these CDs."
Okay.
So you know what I mean, just gave us these, and so we was the first to bust them, and so they were really nice people. Obviously, Mighty Diamonds, that and with what's gone on, and you know, with Tubbs and Tabby, it's like that has almost become like so special now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
How do you feel at that particular period of
I
time when
was
it happened to them?
I was gutted, man. I was gutted because I sat down with Tabby, and you know what I mean. We sat down to do an interview with Tabby and the Mighty Diamonds, and there was had to go. They said, "Listen, we've only got 15 minutes." Yeah, hour and a half later, they were still there, man. They were still there, and they were still talking. The interview finished, and we were just talking. They were just so humble, so nice people.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I was absolutely gutted what happened to Tabby. You know what I mean? As well, it's such a waste.
Yeah,
Such
such a terrible way to go, you know what I mean? After which is absolutely.
Yeah, one of also Luciano.
Yeah.
He's one of the nicest artists.
Yeah, I've met Luciano.
He's one of the nicest artists.
Very humble man.
Oh
Very
yeah,
humble.
me and my son Eclipse,
Yeah.
we interviewed him, and he made us feel like we was the stars.
Yeah.
He was just awesome. Yeah. Luciano, Johnny Clark, Fred Lux. Oh gosh, I could reel them off. You know, I've sat down. Freddie McGregor. He was also one of my favorite. Yeah, one of my favorite interviews.
Very nice man.
One of my favorite interviews. One of the favorite artists that I sat down with was Mr. Lambsbread.
Okay.
Silford Walker.
Walker.
Yeah, his interview. And Horace Handy.
Horace Handy.
He's the interview I did with him. That was probably my favorite interview ever. Yeah.
Why was that?
I don't know. He was so real and he was so funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he you know what I mean? He was, you know, he talked about his life. He talked about himself, and he just let it all out. You know. Sometimes, as I'm on the other side of the chair tonight, but sometimes you do interview, you have to drag. Sometimes you feel like you have to. You never have to drag nothing out.
Yeah, and it can be awkward, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not having to drag anything out of you tonight.
No. But yeah, that was probably one of my favorite. But yeah, I've sat down with so many artists and sat down that it's just been. I look back on it now and I go, wow. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because Beanie Man.
I'm just gonna ask you because I see a picture with you of him Beanie Man.
I compared the show. He was here about 3 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, at the O2 and big up Classical and Vision and the whole team. And then they asked me to compare the show. Mm-hmm. So that was another night that you won't forget. Yeah, and then they link up with Beanie Man.
What is it like being a compare? What is it like?
Oh, people ask me, and they say, was you nervous? And I don't know why, but no.
You don't get nervous. No, you don't get jumpy and nervous.
No. I just in my head, I just want to make sure I don't call out the wrong artist name. He said Beanie Man, and he said, "Oh, Shabba Ranks." You know what I mean? But no, I don't really get nervous. Maybe because I've been doing the music for so long, so standing in front of large crowds doesn't faze me now. It doesn't faze me.
I remember one artist we actually was out, and I actually went and interviewed him, and I just got the judder, and his name wouldn't come out of my mouth. And he's a very famous artist. And I just got the judder, his name.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna say with his name. I've got him in his head. I'm all lined up, but his name was just going to come out my mouth.
You just lost it for me.
You
just lost it for me. Yeah. And Mikey Spice was compared to Mikey Spice and Lukey D show. Yeah. That was another awesome night.
What was that like?
That was awesome. Nice. Mikey Spice.
Well, as I say, when you chat to him, what do you?
It's nice. Mikey Spice was a nice brother. I did talk to Mikey Spice, but I did more. I suppose I sat down more with Lukey D.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So Mikey Spice was kind of in passing, what me call and respect, and did a little interview with him. Lukey D, I sat down with Lukey D probably a bit longer and had more of a talk with him. You know what I mean. Yeah. And Lukey D's another brother. Safe.
Safe.
Yeah. The humbleness
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? But but the energy that he brings is If you haven't seen Lukie D, you need to see Lukie D live as well.
Great.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
marvelous. You mentioned Luciano. I've met quite a few artists. I've actually met Luciano, and I was at Human Records. Big shout out to my good friend African.
Yeah.
And
Big up.
I recall when Luciano was coming, we had like banners for him and just because my friend went and picked him up. And this is how humble he is. My friend went and picked him up at the airport, and he was doing a concert in Birmingham. He promoted in Birmingham, and he came and we just have a little celebration, and everybody was rushing around the shop. Not everybody, some of the general.
Yeah.
I could get him this, I could get him this, I could get him this food, I could get him this food. Do you want this food? Do you want that food? Do you want this
trying
food?
to get
Luciano come in and he says, he looks at us and says, how you doing, guys? I said, fine. Comes in and he go up the road and buy himself a bun and come back and sit down.
And sit down.
And bun and cheese.
And bun and cheese. Yeah, that's what I mean.
So that was it.
That's what I mean, man. He's so normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's so. I mean, I'll say that like he shouldn't be normal, but he's one of my he could become a real friend because he's so. You know what I mean? He's just humble, brother. I have enough time for him. You know what I mean? But rate him highly.
What about female artists? Remember female artists?
Oh yeah. Sandra Cross. I've spoken with Sandra Cross and done quite a few interviews with her. Female artists. Yeah, Sandra Cross. UK. A lot of more of the local artists.
Okay.
Yeah. And when I say local artists, they don't like it when I call them local. You know what I mean?
Because I don't call them. I used to do that. When I'm broadcasting, I don't call them local anymore. I do a show. I do a show at Houston Radio. We actually call them artists from the West Midlands.
Yeah. Well, I say artists who are taking our music to an international stage.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm a big fan, and I think in the UK we've got some proper promising. Promising talent. Yeah. I think Claire Angel. Claire Angels. Yeah. And there's another young lady, Taliba Wax. Yeah. She's only done about 6 songs, but I can't. She's done, and I think all of them 6 songs I've thoroughly enjoyed.
There's a young girl actually, Kay Dotty. You know Kay Dotty? She's got quite a good single out there. She's got a couple of tracks out, but the single that she's got now is quite a nice one. Kay Dotty.
Yeah.
Very nice
So I think we've got a lot of talent, right, coming through in the UK.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. The Lovers Rock artists that I've spoke to, Carol Thompson, Winsome Moncrief Mitchell. What's her name? Oh gosh, her name's left me now. Who rides with Winsome? I've spoke to Rose Capri as well.
Capri, yeah.
And I can't remember. There's Wendy Walker. Yeah. You know what I mean? So the Lovers Rock, the Lovers Rock queens from back in the day. Yeah. One artist I never got to speak to was probably, and I would regret that, was obviously Louisa Marks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I would have loved to
speak to her.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned something that interests me there. Everything we're talking about interests me, but there's something I want to drag in. How do we I know things are changing and times are changing, how would you encourage us younger artists to get into the Lovers Rock groove? It's a hard one because I know music is always changing. It's always changing.
Yeah.
But we don't want to see that legacy to where us go.
No.
I mean, I was at a concert. I was at a showcase concert at the Legacy Centre of Excellence Saturday, and that was celebrating Lovers Rock.
Lovers Rock.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do we maintain that? Because I don't see. I mean, I don't want to say this, but it's reality. I don't see a lot of younger Lovers Rock artists getting into that field anyway.
No. I would agree.
I mean, I could count probably about on one hand.
Yeah. I would agree with you there. I don't know if the artists what I'm talking about, I don't know if you class them as Lovers Rock, more rubber dub artists.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a few of them, you know what I mean? Like I said, the Taliba Wax and the Claire Angel. Yeah. And there's a few more. Lovers Rock, the real Lovers Rock, like what Louisa Marks, what Janet Kay used to sing.
Yeah. Carol Thompson.
Yeah, Carol Thompson.
Louisa Marks.
Yeah, I'm not sure I see too many of that kind of music, right? That kind of UK Lovers Rock around. You know what I mean?
So what we're saying that the whole situation is changing. It's just like reggae music is changing.
Yeah.
And are we going to now? This is something I want to ask you. Are we going through a period of time, even with reggae music? Are we going to, even though we love our roots and we're going back there, are we going through a period of time? Where I'll say, so we had ska, right? Which is long before me and you, right?
Yeah.
Let's just get that clear. So we had ska, and then ska just sort of died.
Oh, you mean and then another?
Another Rocksteady comes in, right?
I don't
And then
know.
Rocksteady sort of.
Yeah,
We see
yeah.
reggae is going to a change now.
Lovers Rock.
No, we see reggae in itself is actually going to a change.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
a lot of the music, a lot of the tunes we hear now. You know what I mean? There's away from this sort of older sort of artists. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no,
Away
I
from
know
this
you.
sort of older artists. It's not really what we call reggae, is it? It's been influenced by different things, but it has always done that. But that chaka, that one drop, Mr. One Drop, introduction, that one drop that we hear,
No,
we're not getting that one drop anymore.
The dancehall that you're talking about, like you might have the dancehall of like what we grew up with was probably Admiral Bailey, Tiger,
Yeah.
you know them kind of artists.
Yeah.
They kind of they ride the rhythm.
Exactly.
They sit down on it and sit down on top of the rhythm and ride the rhythm. Where now it's a bit more, I don't know, man, a bit more hardcore.
Yeah.
And really for me, it's the beat of the music. You can still a
Yeah,
lot
you
of
can see
Afro
the-
beats beat
yeah,
into
yeah,
a lot
we
of
can
dancehall
still
now.
do- we can see-
We can
yeah.
still deal with the beat.
Yeah.
I think sometimes what we have a problem with as an older generation
The lyrics.
is the lyrical
Yes,
content.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Is the lyrical content because some of it is a bit, you know what I mean, some man might say degrading to women or
Vulgar and slack.
yeah, vulgar. Yeah, okay. If you want to go there,
Let's get it what it is.
Go there.
Yeah, it's what it is, vulgar and slack.
So some, you know what I mean? So that's not really but what we.
Yeah.
So that's why when I say with the dancehall, sometimes I have to search a bit more to find, but you can still find them.
Yeah.
Some nice dancehall tracks, but sometimes I have to search a bit more. But there's always Berries, you know what I mean? There's Berries, Lukey D.
I mean, there's guys.
You know what I mean? Remain Virgo.
I'm just gonna say that.
And all these guys.
Christopher Martin, all those guys. are still
Christopher
buzzing, yeah.
Martin. You understand me? So for me, them mans there are kicking it.
Yeah.
They are on fire. Them guys are kicking it. And then you got Busy Signal and all them mans there. You know what I mean? And them are the artists that, as you know, we like listen to them. Not just the young people can listen to them. We can listen to them.
That's right. That is great. And tell us about some of your shows you're actually doing, or what coming up, or what kind of shows are you doing these days?
This just busy. It's quite busy at the minute. Well, what's coming up now? There's a few shows in the pipeline. One of the shows I'd like you guys to just look out for is we're heading to Spain next year, right? Lloret de Mar, and it's called the Big People Weekender. No under 40s. No under 40s.
I think I spotted on something.
Carl, I'm expecting to see you there. Yeah. So that's going to be next year. But there's some big shows. There's obviously New Year's Eve. There's New Year's Eve and then New Year's Eve at High Street.
Are we heading to that already?
Yeah. There's New Year's Eve. Everything's out. And there's there's some shows coming up that I can't really say nothing about yet.
Yeah.
But you will hear about them, you know what I mean? But yeah, on the circuit itself, everything's still busy.
Are you looking forward to these shows?
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed them. I enjoy some nights. Some nights, when you've been busy 2 and 3 nights, some nights you sit there and you think, I could do with chilling in tonight. But once you get there, once you pack your stuff and you got there and you're walking, and the vibes, you're ready.
And the vibes hit you.
Yeah, you're just ready. You're just ready.
Tell us, I know you've got a lot. Tell us about some of your favorite artists. What's some of your? I know you got probably about 1 million only. What's some of your favorite artists?
Yeah, well, Mighty Diamonds have to be in there. Freddie,
Yeah.
it's got to be in there. I'm a big fan of the Wailing Soul. I'm a big fan of the Wailing Soul. But yeah, Mighty Diamonds, Freddie. And I'm a big fan of the Wailing Soul, but it's hard to do that because you can't believe in that Gregory, you can't believe in that Delroy Wilson,
Exactly, yeah.
you can't believe in that, you can't believe in that Ernest Wilson, you can't believe in that Dennis Brown. He's probably one of the most iconic reggae singers
Popular
ever.
as well.
Yeah. And when he's at the time you listen to his songs, when you listen to them now, you listen to them on a different level, and the quality of his voice and what these guys put together is what we want the new artists of today to try and pick up on, because a lot of the Gregorys and the Mighty Diamonds and the Delroy Wilsons, yes, they did 1 and 2 covers, but the original songs that these guys, the lyrics that these guys put together, that era of music was golden.
And what do you think? What you're saying now, which is, do you think because they had the producers, they had the studios, and they had the band? I mean, a lot of people now, any is can make music from their bedroom,
from your house,
and the house, and so.
from your house.
Do you think even producer I mean,
Yeah.
what you find with artists, and I've done this myself.
Yeah.
What you find with artists, they have they'll write, they'll produce, they'll market, and they'll put it out. They do everything all at once.
It's true now.
Back in the day,
it was a business. Everybody had their
you had
job.
a producer, and everybody had their job. You have writers. Okay, artists could write songs, and then it's submitted to the producer. The producer said, "Well, this is that. This is this. This is that. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna take this out, and we're gonna put it in." Same with the music.
Yeah.
So because we haven't got sort of really what we call producers.
Yeah.
That is sort of draw it back.
Yeah.
And it's sort of what you call making us getting not the sort of thing that we are looking for. Some of us are.
Yeah,
But as I say,
yeah.
time is changing.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I suppose, the artists that we're talking about, the Delroy Wilson, the artists of today that would be kind of trying to help fill that gap will be the artists like we're talking about, the Remain Virgos, the
Christopher
Martin,
Martin,
the
the
Christopher Martin.
They are busy signal.
Yeah.
Some of busy signal.
Oh, I'm a big busy
Busy signal.
I'm a big busy signal fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's awesome.
Yeah.
But so there is music for what I would call new music that big people can enjoy.
Listen, yeah.
You shouldn't just turn yourself off just because you think it's new music.
No.
And just
you
think,
can't, you can't do that.
We
don't see a lot of female artists sort of coming through in a big reggae way. You know what I mean? So like there was a couple of years ago. You know what I mean? Say, about 10 years ago, or say in early mid 2000. You know what I mean? On a lot of artists, you had Queen Africa who was doing very great. You know what I mean? And all those sort of rhythms. You know what I mean? There don't seem to be a lot of female coming and say up alongside your sort of Christopher Martin or your. You know what I'm saying?
I suppose the artists them that really would stand out in that sense would be the Coffee.
Yeah.
And maybe the Lila Ike.
And Lila Ike, that's
Lila
right,
Ike. You know what I mean? That would kind of.
There's a girl called Savannah as well.
Yeah, Savannah.
Yeah,
Savannah.
And Mango.
Yeah. So there's a few really good female singers. You know what I mean? I think Lila Ike has got.
I do like. I like the cover of Second Chance.
Yeah.
The old Baltimore really.
Yeah. She's and Coffee as well, doing big things. So there's and like I said, the Savannah. So there's big artists. There's big female artists. You still, the queen of reggae music, you know what I mean, Marcia. Yeah, you know what I mean.
60 years.
Yeah, she's and when you go see her, and she's still doing it.
Still doing it.
Still got the energy.
I mean, I had the pleasure of meeting Marcia. I had the pleasure of meeting.
She amazes me.
What a wonderful lady she is. She actually came in, and guess who she was with? Because she always travels with him.
No, John. No.
Bob Andy.
Bob Andy.
Bob
Yeah.
She came into the shop, and I thought, my days.
Yeah,
I mean, I wasn't excited, because you don't show that.
That doesn't happen
This is
every
the
day.
great Bob Andy and Marcia Griffiths. You know what I mean? And she was as humble as ever.
Yeah.
She and my friend went to town to do shopping.
He took her to show her.
That's how she was, you know. She's absolutely marvelous. And I think later on she went to do the show.
I mean, she's something else. She's something else. Yeah, she's another. Just beautiful.
I can remember Phyllis Dillon. I heard about Phyllis Dillon. But from I've been listening to reggae music, it's always been Marcia Griffiths. That lady's always been there throughout my whole life.
Yeah, Marcia has been Marcia has been like. Yeah, as she's been a trailblazer for women singers.
That's right.
A trailblazer.
Absolutely.
Trailblazer.
Levi, guess what? We got to rough it up.
Oh.
They always say that, you know.
It's been a pleasure.
Everyone who comes,
it's been a pleasure.
Who you want to say hello to?
No, say just a hi to everyone, to you all. You know what I mean? And big up my granddaughter who's celebrating her birthday. Yeah, big up Hot 92, yeah. Big up Unity FM, big up Metro FM for giving me the chance. Enough respect going out to Danny and Classical and Vision, and they give me the chance to do some big shows. And big shout going out to Rose and Dean, rest in eternal peace. And I never forget Dean. He was the first promoter to book me right? For the giant shows, for the Morgan Heritage, the Freddie McGregors, and all of them shows. So Dean and Classical and Vision, and Classical and Vision, and Rose, big up on yourself.
Levi, let me say thank you, sir.
Yeah?
Maximum respect.
It's been an honor, man.
Maximum respect.
It's been an
Thank you,
honor.
guys.
Bless.
Right, guys, there you have it. I want to say thanks to Levi, One Drop, Mr. One Drop himself. Thanks for coming into the studio and taking this time to come and talk to What's on Your Mind. Don't forget to catch us next week with another What's on Your Mind. Big shout out to all you guys. Don't forget, you can watch the program now. It's been going out live. And don't forget to share the program. Catch us next week with another What's on Your Mind from Breakthrough TV. I am Carl. I want to say big shout out to producer. Big shout out to you, sir. Good afternoon, guys. Take care. I'm out.